People say when you're captive, you have free leads. It's a sham because you always have to pay for something.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You'll
Nothing's free.
Nothing's free. You'll never get something in return for nothing. That's the equivalent of theft. So the way that you pay for free leads is lower compensation, lower quality, less access to resources.
No ownership.
Yeah.
No ownership. So you're actually paying way more for leads when you're captive as opposed to whenever you're a broker.
I think I saw Hermosi say, or somebody along these lines say, you have to work very hard and sell very hard because your marketing sucks.
Yep.
And then what precedes the marketing being really good is you have to market very hard and you waste all your money in marketing because your product sucks. So the point of origin really is the quality of the product.
I put no effort into trying to find people to come do business with me because by that results themselves, that shows you the quality of the business that you have set up.
Yeah.
Is just by simply having results, people are begging to come work
Correct.
with you.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
There's no better way. There's no better way to build a quality. I think that's why EAP, all of our incredible agency owners helped us grow so fast because when you have undeniable proof of what you're capable of doing, like you said, people would beg to come work with you. People would beg to learn what how.
Let's go. We're live. We got another episode of Adversity Kings, really TNG. I don't even want to call it Adversity Kings. TNG, Equity Insurance Partners. We're running around with like 83 different labels. But today is a very special day for EIP, the insurance company that we're building, because I believe this is our first like true testimonial podcast. And we told ourselves we're going to utilize for marketing purposes. One, we have no call to action for recruiting. You're never going to see us going, hey, we're hiring. DM me for a potato position. You know what I mean? Like it's we told ourselves when we built this, it's just going to be results from putting the client first, protecting families and making money. And to do the podcast, which already has a decent following, we wanted people to profit $50,000 in a month, which took you less than.
It was my second.
Yeah.
Like,
your second
2 weeks. Yeah. My first full month.
Your first full month, you did that. I think I really want to highlight, and Gali, I think you could, add into this as well, because you've definitely got things in your mind. I don't. I just want to add in the fact, people that are watching this that have been in the insurance space, your target market and relatability is to people that have been in the brokerage space and are capped out through poor leadership, poor systems, and really it just comes down to they're working bad resources, or they're, like you were, a highly talented person with poor compensation and there was no ability to scale.
Yep.
And then you went and tried the captive space. And you kind of realized very quickly as well, and I'll let you share with your own words, share your journey from brokerage to captive back to brokerage. What are the pros and cons transparently, like you're a robot?
Right. So the advantage though that I see from doing what I did is now I have the perspective of both.
Yeah.
So I can say, okay, I've been broker. I've done that at a high level, went captive, did that at a high level for a year, right?
Yeah.
And then came back to the broker. Now I understand how the whole industry works. And like you said, the issue with the first brokerage I was at was I was stuck under a company that didn't have the compensation.
And probably we're working with lower quality carriers too.
The carriers were the same.
Okay.
But that shows you how important having the structure done properly. The brokerage wasn't structured properly. So I started at incredibly low comp for a broker, close to what you would be at a captive.
Yeah. And
then when I scaled, I was doing $200,000-$300,000 net a month. I was at a contract level that some of our entry level people get.
Yeah.
And I was at the top of the company. So I couldn't actually scale the business past where I was at. And I was making, at the time, I'm 22, 23 years old, making like 30 grand a month. I'm thinking, oh, this is fucking insane. This is incredible. But quickly I realized all the production that I was doing, I looked at other people in the industry and saw how much money they were making. And I started thinking to myself, okay, hold on. There's something off here. There's something missing. So that's whenever we thought maybe it's the broker space that's what's wrong. Let's go captive. Huge mistake, right?
Yeah.
We went backwards, essentially, for opportunity. So I got to see what that captive space was like. And the cons were no ownership.
Yeah.
No real book of business that you could use to sell, exit down the road. I was basically a glorified employee.
Yeah.
That wasn't an employee. I was an employee with no benefits.
And lead limitation.
People say when you're captive, you have free leads. It's a sham because you always have to pay for something.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Nothing's free.
Nothing's free. You'll never get something in return for nothing. That's the equivalent of
Yeah.
theft. So the way that you pay for free leads is lower compensation, lower quality, less access to
No
resources.
ownership.
Yeah.
No ownership. So you're actually paying way more for leads when you're captive as opposed to whenever you're a broker.
Yeah.
You actually pay less when you're a broker
Mm.
because you get everything else that comes with the business, which is the ownership in the book of business.
Can you walk us through a little bit in your, since you started, people might be watching this, be like, oh, people make big money in insurance because they have to recruit, they have to do this and that. Like, we want to go out of our way to emphasize we are not the, your recruiting company, funny stuff you see online. This is not our deal. We are better than that, but also too, this is the place to help agency owners own and build and, build their sales force, build their book of business. How did that work out for you from the moment you joined? How did you make your money? Was it all like team overrides? Was it all personal production? Walk us through that like timeline.
That's a huge point. So I came over to EIP with nobody. It was just me when
Yeah.
I came over, right? And that was from having a team of 70 people in the broker space. I went captive, lost everybody because nobody had leads to sell. So when I came back to EIP, I said, all right, I'm just going to start from scratch. I'm going to write a ton of production, make money, and then whatever happens, happens. And that was the beauty of the transition I made was it was just me. And that first month I made 50,000. I actually ended up, I did the math. From all the policies that I wrote in July, I made 65,000 profit. So I made 70,000, spent 5,000 on leads. I made 65K.
I want to touch on that. How did you do that? Like, people might be watching this. When I first started in this space, I was thirsty for testimonies, information. Like, what did you do? Are these like fresh leads that you sold? Or are these people that you past clients? What did that look like?
That was a big point too. I didn't want to use any prior resources that I had to show that I could use the system that you guys had. So eventually when I went to go build, I could actually train people on a system. Because if you want to scale a business, you have to be duplicatable. You can't just go off and do whatever the fuck you want and then expect all the people that you recruit or that come on board to be able to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Not even one referral did I sell. It was all leads because I wanted to learn the lead type that we have at EIP. That's all I did. So I bought $5,000 worth of leads, which to some people getting into the industry, that might sound like a lot. Well, in reality, obviously based off what you profit, it's not a lot of money, but you start with one pack, you make the money off that pack and you just roll into the next one.
Correct.
So it's just $1,500, $2,000 up front, which if you're not prepared to do that, it's not the right space for you anyways, which is fine. Go do what you got to do to be prepared for that. But once you're ready to make that jump, to be able to make that much money in 1 month off of personal production is ridiculous because I was working the same hours that I was working as captive and I was working technically less than what I was doing as a broker the first time, but I just made more money than I ever made before.
So I always tell people you don't have a closing issue. You've got probably one or two issues. You either have a lead flow, which is cash flow, and lead quality, which is life quality or business quality issue. It really just boils down to leads or work.
Mm-hmm.
So we know you get a consistent lead supply, and I don't agree with the captive space where a lead's a lead and like every human being, is a potential sale. I think there needs to be some sort of filtration system.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To minimize the people that can't qualify, aren't interested, or, can't afford to buy the product. But I also don't agree with some of the people in the brokerage space that say we have the holy grail of it. Doesn't exist. I think it's right in between where there's good leads, you put your money into it and you're going to get a profit. That's variable number one. I think that makes up, 40-50% of it. I think the other 49% is work.
Mm-hmm.
What did your work schedule look like?
So work schedule for me is not this 12, 16 hour a day writing business. I wrote that type of production 2 to 9.
Yeah.
That's all I was, 7 hours.
So what do you think a top, and you are a top producer, but what do you think someone that's just production focused that would work 8 to 9 and spend twice as much on leads and, maybe have a system where they have an appointment setter?
Mm-hmm. 200,000 a month.
Easily. Right? Yeah, easily.
That's what I'm saying. I wrote 84,000, not fully being, hey, I'm personally producing all day long. Well, no, I also understand building the brokerage.
Yeah.
Those were my other aspirations. So in the morning time, that's what I take care of.
Yeah.
Developing the business, mentoring people, working with guys. If you just personally produced, like you said, appointment setters 8 to 9, which the guys are doing right now, some of them, you're going to start writing 200 grand a month.
Easily.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Easily.
The one point you made that's important as well, that he said about A lead's a lead. It's a person. You can sell anybody. The best salespeople understand that you're not trying to sell people who don't want your product. Is
Oh
stupid.
God, no, yeah.
That's not a lead's a lead. Oh, it's a person. No. Good salespeople understand, no, find the people who are in the market for your product
Yeah.
and filter out the people who aren't.
Yeah.
So for me, the buying your own leads is not, oh, you pay for leads. Why would I not want to pay for leads?
Yeah.
I want to spend my time effectively selling to people who actually want the product. And then you see how much you can do.
I think I saw Hormozy say, or somebody along these lines say, you have to work very hard and sell very hard because your marketing sucks.
Yep.
And then what precedes the marketing being really good is you have to market very hard and you waste all your money in marketing because your product sucks. So the point of origin really is the quality of the product. And I think a lot of people get it twisted in insurance because there's two products. There's the insurance product where when you're in the captive space, how many insurance products do you have access to?
One. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So not to say it's a garbage product. I don't think it's a garbage product. I think it caters to one group of people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is typically a lower quality or lower quality income type of person, which and really truthfully, if you were to really consider it, even by the court of law, when cases go to the court of law and say, hey, was this the best product for that family? 9 times out of 10, it's not a captive policy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a policy that was analyzed like a needs analysis, which every sales company utilizes to analyze that customer situation and determine, is this the best product for them? And it typically isn't. So it is when it comes to marketing, you have a really good product. You know what I mean? Like the best restaurants, think of like an Italian restaurant or something like that. It's the Italian grandmother's house. It isn't the Italian restaurant. And you know why? Her ingredients are impeccable. It's all out of the garden. She slaughtered her husband went out and killed a cow.
Right.
It's all fresh. You know what I mean? So it's like people get that twisted. Now the second product that people they completely they abuse and they take advantage of, they manipulate and they target the young-minded is actually the agent.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second product or the second customer that you need to focus on the quality of the agent and the person that you're working with, because that leads to debt. It leads to financial debt. It leads to life debt. You ever work with someone where it's like they don't make the money for the business that's worth the life they subtract from you? And so it's filtering out the quality of the person that you work with as well. Those are the two products. It's having a really good insurance product, but having really good people you're working with as well.
And that's why the structure that we have, that you guys started, was there's no recruiting, DM me, get a call to action.
Yeah, please
That's the
no.
most desperate way you can do business. And what you do whenever you have free resources, free everything, guess who you attract? People who are not quality individuals because they have no money.
It's welfare people.
Exactly. You're getting people who haven't already figured out how to make money.
It's communists.
Yeah.
It's socialists. Who wants free? Who wants a handout? It's the person that, hey, we're all gonna put all our money in a bucket. You two did nothing. I did all the sales, and I get half of the pot. Would you ever agree to that?
No, of course not.
No, nobody would ever agree to that. That's how some of these sales models are created. Is the producers are doing all the work, and then you'll see a big growth bonus, or your leader makes 10. Imagine you go out this week and you have your biggest week ever, and you do 30,000 this week, and you make 15, 20 grand. Incredible. Your life's changed. You're 19 years old. But me, I'm on Instagram and I'm posting me throwing pizzas at my car, and I'm in the middle of Miami just dancing around and saying, hey, I'm hiring. And I made 100 grand for the week, but all I did was throw some pizzas in Miami. How would you feel?
Yeah, been there.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the value's not there. And the quality of people that you attract, that's what I was saying, is with the way that we've set up the business, I have zero, or what's a better way to put this? I put no effort into trying to find people to come do business with me, because by the results themselves, that shows you the quality of the business that you have set up.
Yeah.
Is just by simply having results, people are begging to come work with
Correct. Yeah, there's nothing else.
There's no better way. There's no better way to build a quality. I think that's why EAP, all of our incredible agency owners helped us grow so fast, because when you have undeniable proof of what you're capable of doing, like you said, people would beg to come work with you. People would beg to learn what how, who,
Right.
And yeah, I think overall, just the most efficient way to build your, I don't know who's watching this, but the most efficient way to build your organization, your team, and take it with a grain of salt because we're not billionaires or trillionaires, but not
might be.
yet. Except Priamo's a trillionaire. But no, there's no faster way to that's what we did. We led with example, we led with proof. We never begged anyone to come work for us. We told people to, go do something else, go get a job for a little bit.
Yes.
I've
done that with so many people and then what that does is creates value for the opportunity.
Exactly. They have skin in the game.
Yeah.
What happens? People hit me back up in a month. Hey, I got the money now. Can I start? Love that. Okay. Not only did I do the right thing for you, instead of trying to sell you a dream that you could do this, I was honest with you up front. I actually did what was best for you and turned you away since it's not for you. But now you showed me you're a hustler because you wanted it. Great. Now I'm happy to bring you on board.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. It's fantastic. Everybody else, everywhere else I've been, if they had a pulse,
if a potato had a pulse, it could get into an insurance company.
Yeah. That's all it was.
Most of them.
But then of course, who do you think you're going to attract? I want to attract high quality people. I mean, look at the guys that are working with us now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I love those dudes. But
with those, and you could literally just take the math of, these guys. Let's say you've got 5 guys on your deal right now that can all do $100,000 a month. That is, we could round down and just say it's $1 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting $5 million of revenue through 5 people. And this is my favorite thing, is getting as much revenue out of the least amount of people means the average income per person is going to be the highest in comparison to anybody else in the sales industry. Like my goal, a lot of insurance guys, their goal is to increase their agent count.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get our agent count to go up? How do we get our sales count to go up and our agent count down? You know what I mean? Like
people making more money.
I just want $1 million. If we had the key to, you can't work at EIP unless you generate $80,000 of revenue a month. You know what I mean? Like it'd be the $1 million, brokerage, which would be like market wise, it's like a Lamborghini. You can't even have access. You know what I mean? You need an invite. You need an allocation card or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you can't even get access to us.
And I love that because again, that's what creates the value of it.
Correct.
It's the most
exclusivity.
Yeah. As it should be. If it's really as great as it is, which it is, it should be exclusive.
It's like the number 1 law of seduction, which is a really good book, The Laws of Seduction by Robert Greene. And it just talks about exclusivity. Like something that's very exclusive. Think of a woman that isn't exclusive, that's for everybody. Is that something that you're attracted to?
Of course
Not at all. You know what I mean? But I think at the same time, like what do women think about that?
Exclusivity?
Yeah, like a man that's for everyone.
No,
Do women think similar?
No, it's the same deal. The other way, or if a chick is going to see a man that's running around and just like, yeah, it's not attractive.
What about Andrew Tate though? I feel like he's I don't.
It depends. It depends on the
quality
of the guy.
the man.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
I don't want my
It's
girl to
one
say
thing-
Andrew Tate's attractive on a podcast. So never mind.
But what I was going to say, no, that's a good point. If it was just a random dude who's going to the club every single weekend, just chasing chicks, that's nasty. But it's different if it's one guy.
I do agree with that.
Yes.
I do agree. I think biologically we're wired. I don't support that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not as
You're
we get
chill.
wealthier.
I support that.
But I do think biologically and historically, as a man proves his ability to provide, protect, generate results, it's almost like this leniency kind of comes to him where he has multiple wives. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna have multiple wives, but
I will.
you
I'm
know what I'm
already
saying?
like multiple. Me and my personalities, you basically have multiple wives.
I don't have multiple. Oh
No.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think. Listen, back to our conversation.
Go to the multiple wives section.
Back to and again, everyone can do. I have nothing against people with multiple wives. It's 2025. Anyone can do whatever makes them happy. What's acceptable as long as they're good people. They're not scumbags. I have people in my life that I look up to very, very much that have multiple partners, which absolutely I admire these people and I have no problem with that. I live my life differently.
Yeah.
But I'm not judging anyone. They can do whatever they
because you
want.
don't have to take your advice and model your life based off of
But what
people are doing.
I was saying is the best sales organization I've seen, the best cultures I've seen were built from not 1,000 agents and producers that are like, just ducks, but 10 sharks.
Yeah.
100 sharks.
Savages.
Savages.
Yeah.
Remember we went to the D'Amelio event? Everyone there is freaking...
But you can only attract savages.
Law of the lid.
it's a law of the lid, but it's also the law of reality. And what I think reality is, because you hear the law of the lid and captive companies, a lot of like, you need to just do more mind, body, and spirit. You'll attract better people.
Right.
Really good people need paid.
Yeah.
And the best people need an ownership opportunity. And anybody that denounces that, denies that, laughs at equity is just admitting themselves to be a fool. You know what I mean? Like any entrepreneur that any of us look up to, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Steve, like I'm talking about the Mount Rushmore of entrepreneurship.
Let's do some terminology for whoever's watching this. I think a lot of people are a little clueless. I was
Ownership?
clueless. What's the difference? Why the captive space doesn't have ownership? Why a brokerage will have ownership? Some brokerages, not
Yeah.
everyone has What's captive? What's brokerage? If you can do like a short.
Yeah. Captive is a style of a sales company, typically life insurance companies, health insurance companies, and from my
Or health.
definition, of those companies and how they're structured is captive is like an apartment. It's like renting a building, and you're able to make modifications to your apartment and do everything like that, but you don't own it. Somebody else owns it. So it's an insurance company that was already sold, and you're limited to your state. You know what I mean? So
Right.
typically these captive companies, you can only work in a certain territory, whether it's door to door like Cole Brayton, or like in other insurance companies, they limit you to territories. Hey, you can sell in this state, that state, etc., and then you can only sell this product.
Yeah.
And then the brokerage space is like a free world. Depending on who you're working with, there's like a free world where you have like ownership over your book of business in the sense of, and for those of you that don't know, it's like when a brokerage gets sold or something like that, it's private equity analyzing the gross income of that brokerage. What is the gross income of your book of business on an annual basis?
The definition based on, I just want to do a little, based on of ChatGPT, captive agency, agent sells insurance for only one carrier. I'm not going to name these companies, but if you go and type in ChatGPT, show me some captive insurance companies, you're going to see plenty. And they only represent that company exclusively. They have no freedom to work with different companies with different products. They're capped. And a brokerage, you're essentially an independent owner. You're an independent agency, independent producer, where agents can sell for many carriers and shopping around to find the best fit for the client. So the best way to put it is really, you're not working for the company when you're a broker, you're working for the client. And there are pros and cons with each style. For anyone that needs more knowledge, you can reach out to us or you can look it up on ChatGPT. And I think really the biggest thing, like you said, ownership is huge. And like Tristan said, if anyone is talking you out of having ownership, run.
Right. Yeah, because why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah, literally.
One other thing to mention too, just so people understand my time at EIP. So I've been here since the middle of June.
Yes.
So middle of June, so then July, August, and September. So 3 months, about 3 months total I've been here. I was just checking because I was talking to Tristan. So I've made $155,000 in those 3 months. So basically 50 grand a month averaged out. That just, and the majority of that is off of personal production. Just recently has the team started to come together because like we talked about earlier, when you write that much business and you show people you can make that much money just off of producing, people are going to come work with you. Which naturally, a lot of people, when they see a company, it's natural. They're worried more so about how much money can I actually make producing. And if you can actually make a living, a big living producing, that means you're at the right place. Because now the product is the actual life insurance and helping people, as opposed to you, the individual, being the product, which is typically the case in a captive company. Because most captive companies, if you really want to make a lot of money, I mean, you can make money producing, but if you really want to make money, you're going to have to recruit and build.
Yeah.
So that's how you know. So for me to write that much business and make that much money into the bank account, because people also will say, well, what about chargebacks? And what about this, that, and the third? Deposits is after chargebacks. This is what's in my bank account.
Yeah.
That's already including chargebacks, right?
Yeah.
And they try to scare you away from that on the broker side too. Like, oh, what about all the chargebacks?
Yeah, every business has chargebacks.
I've been captive and broker. There were chargebacks everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, before we wrap up, what are some no BS truth, you would say things that people should, be absolutely transparent? What are the less sexy things in the business, that people should know from your experience?
definitely be prepared to spend money at the beginning. That's just the reality of it. And if you want to be a business owner, you want to have ownership.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be business expenses associated with being in business for yourself, but be prepared for that. So like, it's amazing that we're able to write business in all 50 states. Huge, but you have to buy all those state licenses. So things I tell people up front before they want to join is make sure you have money for leads. I would say, me personally, what I developed our culture around is $2,000 a week on leads. Get your first package, save up your first $2,000. Get $2,000 worth of leads a week. You'll profit. We've done the math, like 10,000 off of a pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have an ROI of 4. Some people have an ROI
Disclaimer.
of freaking.
Yeah.
Results may vary.
May vary. Right.
These
Results
are-
may vary.
Disclaimer: this is not guarantee of income.
Yes.
The result will vary.
Disclaimer. We care about the clients.
And so, but I would be prepared for lead expenses and be prepared for state licenses. As long as you can take care of those expenses, you're fine.
What's your ROI? Like 11? Every dollar you spend, you make 11 back, something like that.
For me, I don't know. I just,
I remember
11
your
trillion million.
yeah, I just fucking make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just goes into the
Literally.
matrix and manipulates time.
Right.
Manipulates time.
If I gave
Threes.
my results, it would definitely have to be a disclaimer because that's not going to be typical.
Yeah.
But the
you
guys
have
on the
untypical-
squad,
Yeah, your
though,
squad.
the
Literally.
squad's
Yeah.
doing it now.
And-
Cole, Nick,
Yeah.
T-Sean.
Yep.
All of them are starting to make that money now. Luke Story
Yeah.
Yes.
just made in 3 days over 10 bands.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
We got him on
Joey
the
Story
system.
starting soon.
Joey
Come
started.
on.
He should be buying
He,
leads today.
he got him today this morning. He paid this morning and got his leads this
oh, we're
morning.
gonna fucking
Joe
rock it.
Store. Let's go.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you want to add?
Let's say why he doesn't have a shoe so people don't think he's a degenerate.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
could
good.
afford a shoot. Trust me, guys. It
Correct.
was.
Can't afford
yeah,
a shoe.
Can absolutely buy them. No, I just messed up my foot running around in Miami.
I
I
hope,
forgot
down
to
here.
acknowledge that.
I hope this goes viral and you get shared by like Barstool Finance when
For one fucking.
I got shared by them once.
This guy's talking about 155,000. He doesn't even have a fucking shoe.
That's actually
Literally.
tough. That shows you don't
You know what
care.
I want to do? I want to give an honorary shout out to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
I want to do as much as we can on every platform we have access to. Completely disgusting. You know what I mean? What happened to him? But I'm starting to transition out of the anger, the sadness, the pain that I think every American is experiencing. You know what's really cool is I'm getting messages from comments from India, Australia, New Zealand. I have this YouTube video. I did this just an honorable mention to Charlie and just everything that he's experiencing. And it's cool to see, like, not only did he impact America, this was a world renowned figure.
Yeah.
You know what I really hope? I hope they make him into a federal holiday like Martin Luther King Day.
Mhm.
I hope there's a Charlie. I think his middle name was a J. CJK Day. Charlie Kirk Day. Yeah. So I wanted to give him a shout out. His wife, his kids. I can't imagine
Yes.
what they're going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's disgusting. Yeah.
And I'm grateful for the opportunity that we have in America to generate wealth and to peel back the layers of what's going on and to use our resources, our attention, and our money as the things that I can identify of, like, me and Gali were on the phone for hours. What can we do? How is this happening? And I think too many people are going to sit back and just make media and use it, I think, in the wrong ways. Not enough. We've been tolerant for too long, and it's exactly why we're in the position that we're in. So grateful to be with you and be able to build this with you, because I know you align in your beliefs.
100%. That's why I came to do business with you too.
Yeah.
Because we did a podcast in Arizona about a year and a half ago now.
Yeah.
And yeah, from that day, I knew one of the first things that stuck out to me that I knew we aligned was when we were talking at the cigar lounge. You said about becoming a billionaire. That was your goal, become a billionaire. And this is the first person who's ever articulated out loud the same thing I've said about myself. I said, I'm going to be a billionaire for sure. That's exactly what the goal is. And when you said that, I said, okay, I could actually do business with him because he has the same aspiration. You can't follow people that have aspirations of making $10 million and expect to become a billionaire. It's not possible.
Gali and I always get scared when people are like, yeah, if you get to 10 million by 40, that'll be really, really good. And we just throw up, have a little bit of a heart attack. And we're like, should we just jump off a cliff? And I know that sounds super ungrateful, and it's not a matter of the money.
It's not that. It's just you have
It's
to
the
be.
achievement.
You have one
You
life.
have to be extremely intentional about your dreams and goals. If you're freestyling your life and you wake up in the morning without knowing how much money you're going to make today, just like guessing, just giving it a shot, just like effing around and finding out what's going to happen. Like, you have to be extremely intentional about what you're. Why are you looking at me like this?
Well, here's the thing. Also, but you were just talking about Charlie Kirk. Becoming a billionaire puts you in a position where now you can actually enact change on the world.
Correct. That's
Correct.
That's what we talked about
That's
on the
exactly
phone.
That's
what
what's
it is.
behind this as well. I really hope this is truly the killer, but I think there's a lot of money and power and evil behind all evil. It's historically and biblically proven. But what in the midst of all of that, what is going to happen, what is already happening, is there is an awakening like no other. So Charlie Kirk will never die.
No.
What happens now is he was reborn in millions, if not looking into like hundreds of millions of lives, because this is a worldwide movement now. Because it looks like the world is waking up from the oppression and the absolute corruption of power that has tried to take over. It's no longer going to be tolerated. We're not going to stand for it anymore. People are going to start getting punched in the face.
Mhm.
People are going to start getting defensive and offensive and responding to hate with extinguishment. It's going to be extinguished. And it's going to be extinguished through people getting louder, getting more resources. And this isn't a call to recruit, but this is a call if you want to make a difference, generate attention and generate wealth, generate resources and find a way controllably. And I think in alignment with our moral compass, I'm not going to go out and look to hurt people, but no one is going to hurt my people.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I'm going to do my absolute best with the resources, the attention, and the circles that I have to make sure people know my beliefs, what I stand for, loving Jesus Christ and loving building capitalism and living that life and making sure Charlie was born again in every single one of us and the people that I'm going to associate with. So,
Rest
yeah,
in
man.
peace.
let's go. Well, another episode of AK and our first equity and insurance partners testimonial, our first $50,000 in a month profit earner. So I'm excited, dude. You're going to go 50 a month to 50 a week. That's literally what's on
I
your
can't wait to look back at this when you make like friggin' $1 million a month.
Yeah, literally. Like that's the goal, like as quickly as possible.
Yep. And
You know
we're going
what I
to be
mean?
sending some of these new guys on here
Yeah,
soon.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very, very soon. So
Yeah.
awesome work. Let's go.
Come on.
Beautiful.
Peace.
That was fire.
Yes, sir.